Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 71 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Goldie Van Stratton. Alongside me is Rodney Newpol, who was just chilling, hanging out. Kind of forgot that we had a show. You were just like leaning back, just vibing. But how you doing, Rodney? Happy Tuesday night to you.
I did not forget. I've been waiting all day for Tuesday night. I've been waiting all day. Been ready to join you, ready to talk to you. A lot of sports to talk about. Going to go off on my Cardinals giving up a 7-2 lead tonight, trailing 10-7 to Bobby Witt and the Kansas City Royals in the Show Me State Showdown. But no, a lot of things going on. I'm glad to be here, and we don't even talk golf much on this show. But guess who won another tournament this weekend?
Guess who?
He's pretty good.
He's good, man. He's good. Are you picking him for the U.S. Open officially?
You got to ask me that next Tuesday.
I mean, like, his form is unmatched right now.
Yeah. Roy McIlroy basically said he's never seen anybody that can play bogey-free golf anything like Scotty Scheffler. He just never makes mistakes. And that's about right. I'm just amazed by Scotty Scheffler, 28 years old, and just continues to run over the game of golf. I know you kind of were like, yeah, dude, you got a long way to go for Tiger Woods, and I get it. You were right on that, but like we are seeing as close to Tiger as we have seen since Tiger.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Ball striking, basically everything except putting. And I mean, his putter has improved like from what it was a couple of years ago, but yes, like ball striking wise, the run that he's been on in the last 2 years is about what Tiger Woods was doing in the mid 2000s.
Yes.
So like, you're absolutely right. And one other thing, I love that we're starting with golf, by the way. Thank you for bringing us here. What amazes me is that, like, look at all the top players in the sport, right? Rory McIlroy, you got Brooks Koepka, you got Justin Thomas, you got Jordan Spieth, you got Jon Rahm, like all these guys, major champs, awesome. I feel like we've seen all of those guys have tournaments where they're just like, they don't have it, they miss the cut, they put up a bad score. When's the last time you saw Scotty Scheffler have a real stinker and miss the cut and just like, after 2 days he's 5 over and just totally irrelevant? Right. When's the last time you saw it?
It doesn't happen, and at this point, like, you casual watchers can be like, oh, day one, Scotty's 7 strokes back, but it's because some dude went out and shot 8 under. Scotty was like, okay, I'll go 1 or 2 under, and then the dude that's 8 under goes like +4, +3, something silly like that, and Scotty's like, okay, another 3 under, and a 4 under, and I finished at 11 under, and I win the event. He's just so consistent. Like all of his days. All 4 days of his rounds are just amazing, and he, I mean, I probably am picking him in the U.S. Open, but I got to do my research over the next week.
It's like we all try to get too cute and be like, I don't know. I feel like Max Homa's going to do it. I feel like Ludwig Oberg's going to do it, where it's just like Scotty Scheffler is just right there, and he's just ready to just take your ass out.
Yeah.
Like he's inevitable. But anyway, we'll talk a lot more U.S. Open next week. We got a lot to get to tonight. NBA Finals preview, Stanley Cup Final preview. I have a fun game that we're going to play a little bit later, and I feel like this is going to be a recurring theme sort of as we get through the summer leading up to football season. We are playing the first ever edition on our show of Blind Rankings.
Oh, boy.
And we're going to put Rodney on the spot with blind rankings. So that's coming up a little bit later on. So stick around for that. As always, if you want to join the show, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, go ahead, drop some comments. Let us know your thoughts. Give us your opinions, your feelings. Will Scotty Scheffler win the U.S. Open? Are the Cardinals gutless choking dogs for blowing a 7-2 lead at home against the Royals?
Yeah.
These are all things to talk about and more. But first, I want to get to this. Before we get to our official NBA Finals preview, Stanley Cup Final preview, let's recap how we did in our conference final predictions. I know Rodney, ever the diligent note taker, surely has a written record of how him and I predicted both the conference finals to go on the court and on the ice. Do you have that paper nearby?
I think I lost
If not,
it. I think I lost it.
Because I remember.
Yeah. I think I lost the paper. Yeah, it's an empty desk now. I don't know. Had a maid come in and clean it up. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't want to spend too much time on it. We're a forward-thinking show. We like to look ahead, not behind. But I believe Rodney on the NBA side predicted a Knicks versus Timberwolves NBA final. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, it was the Cat rematch. Yeah, I did. The
Cat rematch, which I said I was rooting for. I wanted to see that. I did not take that. I had the Thunder versus the Pacers. And on the ice, we both took the Florida Panthers, so that was a win. We felt good about that. However, you had the Dallas Stars advancing to the Stanley Cup final. I had the Edmonton Oilers.
So you got 3 out of 4. I got 1 out of 4. Congratulations to you on that one.
Buddy. I got 4 out of 4. What is this? What are you doing here?
Oh yeah, you did nail them all. You're right. Good work.
What are you doing here?
100%. That's impressive. I took the Dallas Stars because I didn't think the Edmonton Oilers could play defense. They showed me wrong, and the only one I got right was the Ice Cats, and that felt like it was like easy money too, right? Like I think that was probably our easiest pick. We were both like Panthers and 5. Nailed that one. NBA finals will be interesting. That's what we're going to next, I'm sure. But I think I've bet against the Pacers every series so far, so I might as well stick with it, right? Thunder and 5.
Yeah. All right, so this is sort of where I'm at with this series. I'm not going to go against you. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way right now. The Thunder will be the NBA champions. Like, I'm not going to be like, I think the Thunder are going to win this series. I'm willing to put the old stupid sports show guarantee on it. It's happening. And the reason I say that is because if you look at the way that these rosters are constructed, it's kind of similar to what we just saw with the Panthers and Hurricanes on the ice, where it was like the Hurricanes roster and their play style. The Panthers do that, but just a better version of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what this series is, where if you look at like roster construction, everything that the Pacers build around how they play, the Thunder are the same way. They just do it better. Yeah. They just have better versions of everything that the Pacers do. So to me, yeah, I mean, I'm going to give Indiana a game, but I don't think that they get more than 2 wins in this series. OKC is just they're dominant, they're great, and OKC is going to be the champion. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And do you have any other reasons or thoughts for why you're taking OKC in 5?
I mean, no, not really, outside the fact that Oklahoma City has won 80 games already this year and just have been dominating people from start to finish. Now, the one game they lost was dominating on the other way. But again, like, I don't take a whole lot of stock into that. Like, they kind of quit after, it didn't matter how much they lost by. They came back and took care of business after that. Shai Gilgeous will be the best player on the court. Indiana has several good players, really good players, very deep roster, but Shai's the best player. And Oklahoma City at home, I would be really surprised if they lost either one of those at home. I would guess probably the only win Indiana gets is game 3. Very similar to the Minnesota series, where Indiana then goes back home. They try to get as much excitement going as possible and maybe even blow Oklahoma City out in that one. I can see this series going a lot like the Minnesota series. Oklahoma City in 5, just better team and little more talented, a little deeper.
Yeah, like, so this is I think a good way to think about it. So all right, let's look at these lineups here. So right off the bat, both players have a point guard that leads them. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for OKC, Tyrese Halliburton for Indiana. Both great, both all-stars. But Shai or Halliburton, you're going to take Shai, right?
Yes.
But good point guards. Okay. So then you have sort of the I guess the second banana, I guess, if you will, where a forward, good scorer, Pascal Siakam, Jalen Williams. And I mean, Pascal Siakam's coming off Eastern Conference Finals MVP. You could probably take Pascal Siakam over, but like,
yeah,
kind of two similar roles, right? Then you
yeah,
get the bigs and the rim protectors. It's Chet Holmgren on OKC side, Miles Turner on Indiana. Probably go Chet, at least offensively,
yeah,
but like you're seeing sort of how they all match up, right? And
right.
then Indiana. This is where I think OKC really gets the advantages here. You look at the bench where OKC is throwing out Isaiah Hartenstein as their 5, and then Indiana has like Thomas Bryant to back up Miles Turner.
Right.
Then you got Obi Toppin, and then the other Jalen Williams sort of as those tall wings, like those stretch 4s, 5s in a pinch. Then you got Caruso, Dortz as sort of those defenders. Indiana's countering with Nesmith, Nemhard. Like, they're very similar builds, but OKC is just, maybe with the exception of Siakam over Jalen Williams, I think OKC has the advantage everywhere with that.
Yeah, and I think Redbird B-ball fan here, thank you for messaging in. I think he's got a good question. Who on Indiana can guard SGA? I mean, I would ask who in the NBA can guard SGA this year. I mean, he's kind of tore up everybody, but you know, what is that matchup going to look like, you think, Tim?
For Halliburton on SGA?
Yeah.
I mean, how has anyone contained SGA?
Yeah.
He has such a deep bag. He can get to the rim. He draws contact. I know everyone says that he's a foul baiter, right? But that's sort of the game. Like that's basketball. Like we talked about this a while ago, man. When we looked at like what Kobe was doing 15 years ago, where he was getting to the line 15 times a game. But like SGA, he has the mid range, he has the floaters, he could beat you at the line. He's got a 3-point shot. Like he could dish it out. Like there's a reason that OKC could have 10 guys out there that all could score double figures. It's because SGA is the one facilitating that. So no one really on Indy can guard SGA. No one in the NBA has been able to guard him.
Right. Yeah, I agree. That's the matchup. I don't know when, if they got to come off the bench, like who's their stopper? Is it Nesmith off the bench? Like, Halliburton's not going to be able to go 48 minutes guarding him. I know he's not going to play 48 minutes. He's going to have a hard time guarding him for 36 minutes. So,
I mean, like Nesmith and Nemhard are probably their 2 defensive stoppers.
Yeah. So I think you're going to see Carlisle have to mix it up a little bit. He's going to have to put different bodies on him, because I don't know as if you want Halliburton going 36 minutes guarding SGA. Sounds like quite the task, and you're going to need Halliburton just to provide offensively enough. Yeah. So I think you'll see a mix. I think you'll see Halliburton, Nembhard, Nesmith, all of those guys mix it up and try to get physical with him, probably. I mean, but Indiana isn't all that physical, right? They want to score a bunch of points.
No.
Right. They want to score a bunch of points.
Was it last season, the Pacers, that were their offense was just playing at a ridiculous pace?
Yeah, like 100
high level. Yeah, like
points a game.
Yeah. They run. And I think that this NBA Finals, I know the playoffs, typically the scoring numbers are down just because teams lock up a little bit more on defense. There's more physicality. But I think these NBA Finals are going to be on the higher scoring side. I don't think that you're going to see either team want to slow things down. I think that they'll want to run, and that starts at the point, man. Halliburton's going to want to run. And I think you're going to see OKC do something very similar. So yeah, I like we talked about a little bit last week. A Thunder Pacers series is not what people were hoping for, just in name value, but basketball wise, it's good. Like, and I know we both thought the Thunder in 5, but I'm not gonna sit here and say the Thunder are gonna win each game by 20 points. Like, I think Indiana's gonna hang, man. And one thing I wanted to mention too at the Pacers real quick, and you've probably seen this, where since January 1st, they've been the second best team in the NBA. They were 16-18 going into the new year. They finished the regular season 50-32. So whatever quick math that is, to go from 16-18 to 50-32. Right. And then they beat Milwaukee in 5, they beat Cleveland in 5, they beat the Knicks in 6 in the play. Like that's a large sample size now of them being a really, really good basketball team, but they're running into a team that's just is one of the best that we've seen in quite some time.
We talked about points. The Pacers have played 16 playoff games. 15 of those they've scored 100 plus. The only one they did not was the Game 5 loss at the Knicks. Didn't play very well at all. Wasn't really, I would compare that to the Thunder's loss that they had to Minnesota. Now, on the other side, Oklahoma City has scored 100 points in every game in the playoffs except for one as well. So we're looking at two teams with every postseason game 100 points or more. So yes, I would say both teams are getting hundreds in this one. And the only one for the Thunder was a 92-87 loss at the Nuggets. So good to this point here. Caruso has guarded a wide range of players with success this playoffs. Who will OKC have Caruso lock in on the series? I mean, don't you think he's going to get some opportunities on Halliburton?
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so. Sure. Yeah, Caruso's so versatile. Like they could have him guard on the wing too, and like they've used him as the 2 or the 3, even just if it works out. Like if they have SGA and another one of their smaller guards out there, like a Wallace or whoever. But yeah, like Caruso probably on Halliburton for most of it.
Yeah, I mean, when Caruso's in the game, he's guarding Halliburton, right?
I would think so. Yeah. I would think so. Yeah, and then Lou Dort. So, do you think Lou Dort on Siakam works or too small? Because Lou Dort is probably your best sort of their best defender. He's not tall, but he's strong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna have to body up Siakam more than to compete there because he is smaller. Yeah. But I think that's probably the natural matchup. Yes.
Yeah, just trying to think how it all lines up. Like that's the fun thing too. There's so much versatility with both of these teams. Like it's very fluid in their sizes, particularly OKC, where they can just throw a whole lot of combinations. We're seeing a lot of Chet and Hartenstein on the floor at the same time, just to go big there. Right. That they did it obviously to counter a lot what Minnesota was doing with Gobert and the height that Minnesota had. Pacers aren't as big, so maybe we see less of that, but like they got so many options. They're so deep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the games evolve, the coaching matchups, the schemes and stuff. I think they're both going to just try to probably come play Thursday, and that's where I think Oklahoma City's just better. Mm-hmm. I will take Oklahoma City by 10 or more in game 1. Although the Pacers don't die.
What's the spread?
Pacers have a tough time getting put away. I'm gonna pull that up now. The official latest spread. It looks like it is. Why is it not showing it? Hold on, let me pull that up on others. But
I have it up here. So ESPN Bet has it at 9.5.
Oh man.
So yeah. So you would take. So if you think 10 plus, man, you're taking OKC there.
Yeah, I guess. I don't love 9.5. That seems like a lot for a finals game, even though I just said it would be a 10-point win. But
total it's 231.5.
Okay, so they're thinking
that's
what we're thinking.
High.
So
for an NBA Finals game, man, that is very high.
They're thinking like 120 to 110 type game. Yeah, it's a lot of points. That is a lot of points, and we'll see if they can hold up their end of the bargain. I mean, I'm probably not betting the over because that is a lot of points, but I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised.
It almost feels like if you like the over, you almost have to take Indiana to cover.
Yeah, probably.
Because I feel like it's going to be like if Indiana covers, keeps it close, they're going shot for shot, all that. Like I don't think the Thunder are going to go cold. Or to me, if you like the Thunder to win pretty comfortably. Like they're gonna put the Pacers away, like
120-100 or something like that, which keeps
or 115 to 97.
Yeah,
right where the under hits easily, and the Thunder just like take care of business. But Indiana, if you like them to get sweaty, maybe it's one of those games where it's 120 to 123, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you're probably right there. Oklahoma City under or Indiana and over. I think that probably makes sense. The logic makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I I think you nailed it with having a similar flow to the Minnesota series where OKC wins both. Game 3 in Indiana, it's going to be hype. Caitlin Clark's going to be in the stands. Pat McAfee's going to be in the stands. Maybe Chalamet is stuck there. Maybe he couldn't get a flight out of Indiana, so he has to sit there. Kylie Jenner just forced to be in Indiana for a full week. Maybe Pacers will blow them out Game 3, and then OKC wins it in 5 at home.
Yeah,
that's probably how I see it going.
Yeah, it'd be fun. And so, yeah. So how many years in a row have we had a new champion? Then when's the last time a back to back? I mean, obviously we knew Boston wasn't going to win it weeks ago.
Last back to back was Golden State in 17 and 18.
Yeah. So obviously talking next year already. They're going to be big favorites unless something. Oh, about big favorites, but they're going to be favorites. Unless something massive happens.
The Tatum injury with Boston has solidified OKC being a strong favorite to win the title next year.
I agree. So we'll be talking back to back next year if Oklahoma City can. I mean, I guess we'd be talking back to back even if Indiana won it, but I would guess that we would not have Indiana be favorites coming into next year, even if they do win it this year. But it'll be interesting to see.
I did see the Pacers they're not the largest underdog for an NBA final ever. They're a big one. I'm trying to find. I'll let you know if I do here, but I think their series price to win is something like plus 1,100, maybe something like that. Which for the NBA finals, it's about the fourth or fifth most significant underdog ever. I'll let you know if I find it here, but it'll be good basketball. I'm excited. I hope people give it a chance. I hope they're not scared away that it's a small market teams. It'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. Just enjoy it.
That gets started Thursday night, so we'll be able to recap it Friday and look ahead at Game 2.
Love it. All right, shall we move on to hockey?
Yes.
I cannot comfortably say that you and I will give the same level of we're not going to go line by line here.
Mm-mm.
Do you have the hunch though in the series? Because I have a strong hunch, and I have a feeling that you and I are going to disagree.
Well, I think you like Edmonton. I'm going to go Florida in 6 here.
Okay,
I'm going to go Florida in 6 games. The first two are in Edmonton. I think maybe a split. Florida would love a split. I think Florida can grab 2 at home. Maybe Edmonton grabs Game 5 at home to stay alive, and Florida finishes it in Sunrise in Game 6. I just think Florida is more. I mean, I don't know about more experience because Edmonton's got plenty of experience, but Florida has cup winners. Florida knows how to get it done, maybe a little bit deeper. Obviously, Edmonton is a very strong offensive team. I think Florida's more well-rounded. They are a better defensive team. I think Florida's got better goaltending. I think Florida's better coached. So I will take the Ice Cats in 6 games.
I will tell you that this has the Red Wings Penguins, Sidney Crosby gets his revenge written all over it, where after losing a heartbreaker to the Detroit Red Wings in 2008, the next year wins his first against those same Red Wings. I think we will finally see Connor McDavid hoist Lord Stanley's Cup. The Panthers are a force. They're great, but they are also hurt.
Yeah.
They've played a lot of hockey, a lot of damn hockey in the last few years.
Yeah, they have.
A lot of hockey, dude. And eventually, it's going to come back to hit them. And who better than Connor McDavid, who is the fastest man alive on skates, who plays in that league, and Leon Draisaitl, than a rejuvenated 40-year-old Corey Perry, which I'm very happy about. I'm excited to see. And Stuart Skinner, who has maybe realized that Hockey's easier when you keep pucks out of the net.
Yeah.
Who thought?
But can the Oilers play defense?
I mean, they did against Dallas. And they've played defense when they needed to. I mean, it's not like a couple of those LA games aside, the last 2 series, it's not like these games are 7-5 here. Like they're getting stops. So like, yeah, I think I trust Edmonton a little bit more than I would have 3 weeks ago defensively. Now, Florida's a better defensive team overall, but that's just sort of where I'm at.
So how many games do the Oilers win this series in?
The Oilers are going to win in 7. It's going to go full 7 games. And Rodney, a huge difference to last year is that the Edmonton Oilers have home ice advantage.
Yeah,
in this series.
It is because we talked several times about how that distance is a major difference. Sunrise to Edmonton. What about Redbird fan here? What are the key differences for these teams in comparison to last year's matchup? I mean, obviously Florida grabbed a few guys at the deadline that have helped. I'm sure Edmonton has added guys as well. But so who do you see different from last year as far as these rosters? Marchand is number one for Florida.
For Florida, yeah. I also like Edmonton not having Zach Hyman definitely hurts a little bit. Yeah, but I feel like Corey Perry has filled that role really well for them. Like, it's the thing, like Edmonton, honestly, it's not too different, their build from where they were at last year. I feel like, if anything, Florida probably has more changes to their overall construction. Like Seth Jones, who wasn't a part of the team last year, he's now there, playing solid on their blue line. Obviously, they added Marchand. Like the Panthers were the ones that really made some roster additions.
Right.
Right. I also think another huge difference, and I mentioned it a couple times, is that Matthew Tkachuk is not taking over games the way he has the last couple postseasons too. Like he's clearly playing through some pretty significant injuries here. And like, they're lucky that Marchand has really stepped up, and the Panthers do a really good job of getting production out of their third line, fourth line, because Matthew Tkachuk and those guys that you would expect to really take over, they're not taking over right now. Whereas like Edmonton, it's, that everything is going to rely around McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah, so I'll stick with Florida in 6. You got Edmonton in 7. So to recap, we both have the Thunder in 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Florida in 6. You've got Edmonton in 7. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you, sir. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm hopeful that both of these series are going to be entertaining. That's really the most important thing, because really, like, it's sports. Like, you don't want a boring series. You don't want a lopsided series. You want some entertainment.
You do. And I don't care either way who wins either. I don't have a hatred for either team, and I don't really necessarily have a love for either team. I don't even know if I have a feeling either way on which team I like more. I'm pretty neutral on all 4 of these teams, to be quite honest with you. I mean, vicinity wise, obviously,
just like neutral, like from like a rooting perspective, you mean?
Yeah. Like I don't have a reason to like really dislike any of these 4 teams. And I don't really have like I like them because of this or that. They're just neutral to me. So, I mean, obviously rooting wise, Indiana would be the closest team to where we're at, but that doesn't really make a difference to me. Hockey, I don't know. At least I've been to Sunrise before. I've never been to Edmonton. You ever been to Edmonton?
I've never been to Canada.
Ever been to Sunrise?
No, never been to Sunrise either. Which is shocking, because a place like Sunrise, it just sounds amazing. How could I not go to a place Sunrise, Florida? Certainly, It's not just a swamp.
It's
in not Miami.
Yeah, no, yeah. Do not consider it Miami, because it is not in Miami. But so it'll be interesting. You're right. I just hope they're entertaining games, and it'd be nice if they went the distance, or at least the 6 games to had some intrigue. If a team stayed alive in a do or die game. Things like that, I think, is what I'm looking for. Just some fun sports.
By the way, so I couldn't find the stat of what the like the biggest NBA Finals underdogs. I got it wrong. So the Pacers are only plus 500, so it's not plus 1100. So maybe I got it mixed up. But the Pacers are plus 500. If they were to win this series against OKC, they would tie the 2004 Detroit Pistons as the largest underdog champion. The Pistons that year were plus 500 against the final year of Shaq and Kobe, those Lakers, the failed super team. So a little bit of history. I feel like the Pacers should be a much larger underdog than the Pistons were in that series. Like I know it's easy in hindsight to say that, but like Lakers were old, like they were beat up. Like the Pistons were they were like nasty, and I feel like Pacers shouldn't be viewed in the same lens as that Pistons team. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree.
Revisionist history. Okay, do you want to play some blind rankings?
Yeah, why not? I'm curious how this is going to go and how I do. I don't.
So I had this crazy idea a couple days ago, and honestly, like we're looking for content to do over the course of the summer, the next few weeks, because once these finals are done, man, we're gonna have to figure out something. So why not blind rankings? So for those who are unfamiliar, I'm going to give Rodney 10 names, one by one, of current NFL head coaches. His job, as I give him the name, is to tell me where he ranks them 1 through 10. The problem is he has no idea who is on this list, who is following. So if he plays his cards right, he could put together a pretty good list, or this could go really poorly. So I'm just going to give you,
as you say them, I've got to put them 1 through 10.
Yes. And I'm going to record them too and write that. And you could write down like your 1 through 10, just so you see like, what numbers you have left if you want to do that. But I'll walk you through a little bit here, but I just have the 10 names in front of me. I put them in a random order as I possibly can. And you're just going to tell me where you have them ranked 1 through 10.
Let's do it.
All right. So number 1, I should not say number 1, but the first name that I'm going to give you here, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, Green Bay Packers head coach.
Matt LaFleur is going to be number 5 on this list.
Okay. Playing it safe. They're starting middle. I like it. All right. Number 2, Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Todd Bowles is going to be 8th on this list.
I don't know why. I had a feeling you were going to say 8. Okay. Next, Dan Quinn of the Washington Commanders.
This could go really poorly for me. Dan Quinn is going to go number 6 on this list.
Number 6. Okay. I like it. Next. So right now you have 5, 6, and 8.
Yeah, I need some good head coaches out here.
All right. Next, Mike McDaniel. Miami Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel is going to go 7.
Okay. You're filling that bottom. You better hope that there's some good names coming up here. All right.
Yes.
Next, Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni is going to go 3rd on this list.
3rd. Okay. If I was blind ranking these, where his stupid ass would go. Punchable face.
I do know where his go.
By the way, so you see the Madden thing with Saquon? You saw that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, well, they released the video of him like doing his little leap. It's like, oh my God, it looks like he froze. He was up so high. Turns out that he was on a rope. Like they couldn't even get to do an actual hurdle. They just had him like pulled him up on a rope. The fraud. Anyway,
they didn't want him to get hurt.
Well, too bad. He's putting him on the cover. If they didn't want to get hurt, they should have put him on the cover of Madden. Like, how about that? Yeah. All right. So just to recap, right now you have Nick Sirianni at 3, and then you have Dan Quinn at 6. Matt LaFleur at 5, Dan Quinn at 6, Mike McDaniel 7, Todd Bowles at 8. So you still have 1, 2, 4, 9, and 10. All right. All right. Next, we have Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals.
He went to a Super Bowl, mind you.
Is number 4 on this list.
4. Okay. So Zach Taylor ahead of Matt LaFleur.
I guess he went to a Super Bowl.
He did. I mean, he did go to a Super Bowl. I just said that. So yeah, that's a great point. All right. Next, we have Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills.
Oh,
a couple AFC championships. Yeah. Sean McDermott.
I without knowing who's going to be on this list, I can't put him at 9. Right? Like, there's no way I can put him below Quinn, McDaniel, and Bowles.
Hey man, it's your list, man. You put him where you want to put him.
McDermott goes number 2.
Okay, Sean McDermott, your number 2 head coach. I like it. All right, so to recap, you have number 1 available. You have number
9 and 10.
What is that?
9 and 10.
4. Oh yeah, 1, 9, and 10. Okay. All right.
Skipped out
the
on
boy
me
wonder of the Chicago Bears.
Say it again. I skipped out.
Ben Johnson, boy wonder, Chicago Bears.
I mean, he's 10. He's number 10.
Yeah. All right.
He hasn't coached a game yet in the NFL.
Yeah. No, I think that's reasonable. All right, so we have number 1 and number 9. Okay. All right. Brian Callahan, Tennessee Titans.
He's 9. He's 9.
Now, this is where I had the potential to really, really screw over your list here.
I mean, you've already got you can't change. You can't change it.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, the way that it worked out, Rodney, like, this could have been a disaster for you. However, your number 1 by default is Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
LA Chargers.
Yes. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So I don't think Harbaugh's the best of this list in the NFL yet, as far as like if I'm really putting this list together. But I can accept having Harbaugh at 1.
All right.
This is actually a decent list. This is pretty good.
I know. I think all things considered, Rodney, you did pretty well. You did.
I think so too.
So to recap your blind rankings: number 1, Jim Harbaugh; number 2, Sean McDermott; number 3, Nick Sirianni; number 4, Zach Taylor; number 5, Matt LaFleur; number 6, Dan Quinn; number 7, Mike McDaniel; number 8, Todd Bowles; number 9, Brian Callahan; number 10, boy wonder, Ben Johnson. I would say the Zach Taylor 4 might be my, and Sean McDermott 2 might be my only ones where I'm kind of but that was tough, man. I tried to give you some names that are like, these are all, proven decent head coaches for the most part. But it's like, it's hard to sort of distinguish between them.
Well, I like the bottom on my list because Callahan and Johnson haven't really done anything yet, right?
Yeah. Like, no, you nailed it.
I mean, Harbaugh is what he is. Like, he's only been around the NFL the 1 year, but like, you're not going to put him at the bottom of this. Yeah, I could see some changes here. Like, who is the number 1 on this list, though? Like who is number 1?
I would probably say of this list, I would probably, personally, I would say Jim Harbaugh.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you're very happy with number 1. I think you did well. Now, let me ask you this: if I would have given you Jim Harbaugh as like the second name, where would you have put him?
Probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah. And then you'd end up with like Zach Taylor being your number 1.
Yeah, so I dodged that bullet. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. When I got down to 1, 9, and 10, I got lucky because I got 2 dudes that I could keep at the bottom of this list. But
Mhm.
it could have been another third dud. It could have been like, who's the new Saints coach or somebody like that. It could have been.
Yeah.
You could have put the old Chargers guy in there and been like, hey, he's back in the game, or whatever.
Oh, that Brandon Staley.
Yeah, you
that
could have been like, I'm
remember?
gonna throw a loop at you and put Brandon Staley in. Like, yeah. But no, I know I do like this. I'm gonna keep this one because we're gonna come back to how that worked out for me.
I plan on doing more of these blind rankings. Obviously, it won't just be NFL head coaches. We'll do blind rankings for different things. But consider this our fun little summer game that we're going to be playing until we have sports to talk about again.
Yeah, I'll put some thought into coming up with one for you as well. And that's good. That's a good game. Good game. Good work.
Good game, everyone. Look at that. Look at us planning and doing a segment with content on the show.
Yeah, how about that?
We just did theme music and everything. All right, real quick before we get to our 71s, can I just say something?
Yeah, man, go for it.
I'm so sick and tired of the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is my thing. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, oh man, they took 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. Like, they're at home. It is what it is, right? But like, there's no universe where a team that has 15 pitchers on the injured list and a future Hall of Famer like Mookie Betts sitting out an entire weekend. There's no reason that a team with all of that should just never miss a beat.
No.
In baseball, if you have an entire pitching staff of guys that are hurt, your team should struggle.
Bad.
Your team should be in a bad position.
Yeah.
If you don't have Mookie Betts in your lineup, you should be struggling. And yet nothing seems to affect them. And it just goes to show you that this game is broken. It is not right. It's not right. Okay, am I being sour? Sure. Of course I am. But like in baseball, Rodney, in the history of this great game, there's no universe where a team should have 15 starting pitchers and it just be totally fine because they just have so many other pitchers because they have endless wealth to be able to plug up whatever they want to do. It's disgusting. Like, and I won't stand for it. Like, I'm so tired of it. And it's just no matter what, like, oh, so-and-so is out. Like, if you take Tommy Edmond out, oh, no, he's on the IL. Okay, who cares? They have Andy Potheads or whoever. They can step in and be the center fielder. Like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Guys can get hurt. Like, Tanner Scott has been abysmal for 2 straight weeks in closing for them. He's got like a 6 ERA. Oh, doesn't matter because they still win games anyway. Like, no other team should be able to do this. If you have pitchers hurt and the healthy ones suck, you shouldn't be winning games. If you have bats that are out for you, you shouldn't be winning games. They just win games. All they do is just win games, and it's broken.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: how much credit do you give Dave Roberts?
Very little. Very little. Listen. Like, I probably give him more credit than I would have like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't really think he does much. I think that the front office kind of just tells him what to do, and they're just like, hey, we're gonna give you this roster of just like this super team. Just there you go. Here's the lineup that you're gonna put out there. Like, do you think that Dave Roberts actually is like, be like, hey, so I think this is the lineup that we're gonna put out there, or is it Andrew Friedman? Like, be honest with yourself. Who do you think is more responsible right now for the state of the Dodgers right now? Is it Dave Roberts or Andrew Friedman?
Well, I think it's Friedman, but I mean, I think Roberts is still managing the day-to-day stuff.
So you think that Dave Roberts was the one that's like, hey, we got Shohei Ohtani, he hits 50 home runs for us, he's going to be our leadoff hitter. You think that was a Dave Roberts decision? Keep in mind, Dave Roberts, by the way, whose major league career was as a leadoff hitter, who all he did was just like slap singles and steal bases. You think that Dave Roberts was like, yeah, let's put Shohei Ohtani in the leadoff spot? Or you think the nerds in the front office were like, hey, man, you're doing this? I'll tell you what the answer is. It's the second one. It's the nerds.
You're probably right.
It's just annoying. Like, it's just annoying, man. Like, I'm sorry if you have all these guys that are like Blake Snell through like 2 innings for them and he's hurt. Tyler Glasnow hasn't pitched this year. It's hurt. Like Clayton Kershaw sucks. They have all this going against them, and it's just like, oh ho hum, we're still 16 games over 500. We're gonna score 18 runs against the Yankees. Like, it's just like, what the hell, man? Like, I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get it. And Redbird fan, like, I'm glad that there are people out there who, and I'm sure that there are people listening, be like, God, this guy's whining. And yeah, like I am whining. It does come across very, very poorly, but there, in no sport should a team suffer so many injuries and yet nothing seems to affect them. Like, that should tell you that something is off.
Right.
Something's broken.
Yeah. A fun series though, with Ohtani and Judge both hitting home runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
The double dongs from both those guys throughout the series.
Yeah.
18 runs, not really fun for you as a Yankees fan, but then they come back and
I think Friday was worse. I like the game where the Yankees were up 5-2 and then had the sort of nightmare inning in the sixth where they gave up, where they like lost the lead altogether. It just felt very reminiscent of game 5 last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was worse. And I was like texting my dad too. I was like, what would you rather have? Would you rather just like blow a lead or just get your shit kicked in? Like,
right.
What feels worse? And I think I felt worse after Friday, because like Saturday was like, okay, whatever. Like, it's just one of those games. Like, it was 10-0 after 2 innings. Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
I'm just glad I didn't get swept. But like, yeah, I think Friday night was much more irritating because they got like 4 homers early. Like, sweet, it's looking good. You got Max Fried on the mound. He's been unhittable, and then it just unraveled. And I was like, well, shit. And like the last thing, and you know that like the Yankees have been just like stewing on what happened in the World Series for months. Yeah. And then their first opportunity to sort of avenge that, like, this happens.
Good bounce back for the Yankees tonight, though, to take a 3-2 win over Cleveland. The Yankees are 15 games over 500. Like, pretty good. Pretty good. Class of the American League, right?
Yeah. I mean, them and Detroit, like Detroit's 40-22 right now. So kind of have to give them some props. But like, yeah, I would say the Yankees certainly should be American League favorites. But also the American League is vastly inferior to the National League right now.
Yeah, agree.
Like that's sort of my hesitation. Like, you look at the playoffs last year where the Yankees, their path to the World Series, it was against Kansas City and Cleveland.
Yeah. And probably going to be a similar path this year, although Detroit will be ALCS instead of Cleveland.
Yeah, right now, your American League playoff picture, it's Yankees, Tigers, Mariners are your division leaders. And then the wild card teams, you have Houston, Cleveland, Minnesota.
Right. None of those strike fear in the Yankees.
No. NL, it's Mets, Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies, Cardinals, and Padres.
Yeah. Cardinals blew that one tonight, though. 10-7 Kansas City final. Oops.
Final. Oof. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah. Gross. Should we get to our Mount Rushmore of 71?
Let's do it. Yeah, there are a couple 71s that we can do. I think we can actually fill out the Rushmore.
Okay.
I think we can. I feel good about it. All right. We'll start in baseball. There's one name at the top. 9 years in the big leagues, all of them wearing number 71, and a rare active player on the Rushmore. I feel like a lot of times we go like older players, but Josh Hader, formerly of the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres, and now a Houston Astro. Josh Hader, a career wearer of number 71, and according to Baseball Reference's WAR, the greatest number 71 in MLB history. So
nice.
Josh Hader looking really good. The long hair and all on our Mount Rushmore. Other potential MLB ones, none of these guys are going there, but some names that you might recognize. Wade Davis, the former Cub, Wore it for 5 seasons. Do you remember that? Wade Davis wearing number 71?
I do not. No.
No. Tyler Rogers, the reliever, San Francisco Giants, 7 years with the Giants, all wearing number 71. So
okay,
around longer than I thought. That's about it for baseball. Football, we're still sort of in that like lineman range, but a couple really good ones. Jason Peters, the longtime Philadelphia Eagles tackle, and Trent Williams, who still in the league is San Francisco, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, but like perennial Pro Bowler. Trent Williams is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm looking right now, 11 Pro Bowls, 3-time All-Pro. Like, he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. No, so I think we can go all three of those guys, Hader, Peters, and Trent.
Yeah. Another one, too, Walter Jones, who was a career Seattle Seahawk. Played a little bit earlier, 97 to 2008, but Walter Jones is another really solid one. And if we don't find another one in like hockey, I think that he'll probably round things out. NBA, the best I found was Dennis Schroeder wore 71 for 2 teams. Wore it for the Celtics one season, then just wore it for the Warriors this last season. So
2 years probably doesn't make it though.
Yeah, and I tend to get away from players who wear it like occasionally, right? Like that's got to be your number, and 71 isn't his number. Hockey, best I could find here, Anthony Cirelli. Pretty good player on the Tampa Bay Lightning is number 71. Nick Foligno was Ottawa, Columbus, Toronto. He's currently the Blackhawks captain. I don't think he's wearing it now with the Blackhawks, though, but he was number 71. William Karlsson, one of the original misfits of the Vegas Golden Knights. Dylan Larkin of the Detroit Red Wings. We have, ooh. I'm so glad that Dan isn't listening right now. He's probably screaming that we didn't mention this. And I think we might have to reconsider our Rushmore. Evgeny Malkin is number 71.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, why can't he be our fourth?
Yeah, him over Walter Jones. What do you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So Josh Hader, Jason Peters, Trent Williams, Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah, no, I think that works.
That's a shockingly strong 71 Mount Rushmore. Probably better than you and I both thought going into this.
Do we have the right 2 NFL guys? We do, right? Williams and Peters over the other guy, right?
Well, yeah, I would say Trent Williams and Jason Peters over Walter Jones. Yeah. And Walter Jones is a Hall of Famer. He's 9-time Pro Bowler. So that's a tough omission. But Jason Peters is legendary tackle. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Trent Williams will be a Hall of Famer. They've just narrowly beat him on that list, but I like Josh Hader and I like Evgeny Malkin there.
Good work. Good one there. Yeah. I like that. No,
by the way, I learned this the other day. I can't remember if we had Jim Marshall on our 70 Mount Rushmore, the former Minnesota Viking. I don't know if he cracked it, but Jim Marshall recently passed away. And part of me feels like if he did make our Mount Rushmore, he felt like, hey, this is what I was holding on to.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Yeah.
Take me. Yeah. Like that was like the satisfaction that he needed. I don't know. It's kind of sweet though. It's kind of sweet that our show has that type of impact. But
yeah, I like it. No, that's a good Mount Rushmore for 71. You're right. I am surprised that we were able to put together 4 faces that are recognizable.
Yeah. The Evgeny Malkin's big mug, like Josh Hader and his flowing locks. It's going to be a very colorful Mount Rushmore for sure. So
yeah. All right. Well, I can tell you that the Substack is still going on, and it is June 3rd, and we are about 40 minutes in. Go ahead.
Do you have a recap for tonight? I looked at it. You had a good mix of WNBA and MLB.
Yeah. So 4 and 3 for the month of June. 9-0. No, 900 games I've won so far this year, 35 units ahead. So I had the
a lot of bets.
I had the Mystics plus 5.5 against the Fever, and that ended up 9. So that's a loss.
Yep. All right.
Dallas plus 10.5 at
They're
Seattle.
down
It's tied
3 right now. Or yeah. So they're close right now. That's looking good.
I had the Cardinals.
How'd that go?
I had the Mariners. They lost to the Rockies.
Or you saying Marlins?
Marlins, excuse me. Yes.
Marlins. Yep. By the way, Rodney, congratulations to the Colorado Rockies. Their first series win of 2025. They did it.
And I had Arizona beating Atlanta, and they won. I had Zach Gallen picking up the win for the Snakes. So it's going to be under 500 on the 500. Day. Yeah, I think it's going to drop to 1. I think there's one other late one that I can give. But anyways, we're ahead for the year. Stay tuned. We'll get ahead for June if we're not already. So sign up for our Substack. You'll get it every day. I think tomorrow's is going to come probably mid-morning since there's some afternoon games. But get signed up now. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, do so right now. There's no W on the end. Stupid Sports Show with no W. And that's about it for tonight, huh?
Yeah, that's about it. By the way, the Dodgers are 4-1. They put up 4 runs in the first inning against the Mets because, of course.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
Yeah, of course. But the Mets won last night, so Dodgers are just trying to even the series up.
They did. Yeah, like I said, and it's like the Dodgers. Every time I look at the standings, the Dodgers, it's 5-5 in their last 10, but yet they're still perpetually, gaining games in the NL West. Like it's maddening. I feel like they're cheating the system. I don't know how. I'm working on it. That's my summer project. I'm going to figure out how the Dodgers are getting away with all of this devil magic. I did my first thought, by the way. I don't know if you saw, there was some rain in LA today that puts the game in danger. And I know that they put tarp on the field at Dodger Stadium. And my first thought was that they're finally paying off their end of their deal with the devil. Like that was the first thought. I was like, the devil has come to collect what is his. This is where it all turns around. And then after I say that, the Dodgers score 4 runs in the first inning, and Kershaw's going to have a very mediocre day and then get credited with a win because that's how it goes.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Anyway, listen to our show, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. All 71 episodes of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth will be available wherever you get your podcasts. That about does it for tonight, man. It was fun.
Yeah, no, we'll be back Friday morning, 8 o'clock for episode number 72 of the Stupidest Sports Show. And we'll be able to recap both the NBA and the NHL game ones. So both of them will be in there. And then we're a week away from putting our PGA or our US Open lineup together. No Dustin Johnson in this lineup.
No Dustin Johnson.
He's banned.
But maybe Phil Mickelson. you have to. A rule of the Rodney lineup is there has to be one over the hill live golfer who just on name value alone is like he still has it. Still has his game.
Did you see Cameron Young made the final spot over Max Homa in the there was 5 guys that went to a playoff, and Cam Young took out Max Homa for the final spot. It was yesterday in Columbus. I didn't even know they did that until after the fact.
How is Max Homa not qualify for the U.S. Open? Max Homa's got to be pretty high up in the standings, no?
I got nothing. I just know it happened yesterday. Look it up.
It's got to be a very small field, man. Max Homa doesn't make the cut.
I think they said 156.
What?
Bro.
All right.
How many golfers?
No, I believe you. It's not like I'm questioning you. You're very up to date on this. I'm more just saying there's that many golfers, and Max Homa isn't one of the ones that got that was eligible for a spot. That's crazy.
U.S. Open golf tournament features a field of 156 golfers. Max Homa ranking. It is too many. It's way too many. I don't understand why we have to have 156. I don't know. Max Homa is ranked 90th in the world right now.
Yeah, and like 156. A good portion of those are going to be amateurs too.
Yeah. I got nothing. Sorry, Max.
That's gross. The Masters honestly have the perfect field size. It's like 70-something golfers. It's awesome.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. That I think is the sweet spot. But anyway, we'll talk a lot more golf next week. We'll talk about maybe the Thunder's consecutive wins over the Pacers. Maybe the Pacers will steal a game in OKC. We'll find out soon. But anyway, that does it for our show. Thanks to everyone who chimed in the comment section. We'll be back Friday morning at 8 a.m. bright and early to talk NBA, talk NHL, give some more thoughts, maybe blind rankings, maybe not, maybe Rodney's rants. We'll see what happens. But for my good friend Rodney, this is Tim Goldie Van Stratton signing off for another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
Yeah.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.